Hello everyone, welcome to week 7. I can't believe we're halfway through the course. You guys are doing great work in the field. Keep it up. I know for a lot of you it hasn't been the easiest thing with balancing work and school and your personal life and your beautiful families, but I just wanted to send you guys some positive energy because I'm really proud of you guys. So keep up the great work. So you have 2 assignments that are due this week. The first one is your written assignment. It is due this Sunday, where it's going to ask you about expressing an ethical challenge you have encountered in the field by identifying the values and ethical principles involved. How did you handle it? How did you approach the outcome? And the other part is you want to describe the discussion you had in supervision regarding this challenge. So hopefully this is something you have processed with your field instructor. And if it was not discussed in supervision, address the reasons. Did you feel uncomfortable? Did you guys just didn't meet yet? Maybe they're out sick. Maybe you were trying to figure out a way to bring it forth without it maybe seeming rude or something like that. It may be misinterpreted. So, list those reasons and process that, because I think that's important. So I'll give you guys a quick example of one that I recently experienced at work. So I work and partner with a school district in Delaware, and I provide mental health services for kids who just aren't successful in the traditional setting for various reasons. And so there was one instance where an outside therapist who was working with one of my students from a different agency who wasn't partnered with us, essentially wanted to come visit a classroom setting, that program that I run. And so, of course, you guys are probably really familiar that you need a release of information, and it has to, a release of consent, and information to have, information exchanged on that kind of level, and it could be a HIPAA concern. And so the school was just like, it's not a big deal, just let them in. And for me, based on the program that I run and I serve in, it's very, known around Delaware, I didn't want it to be someone's valuable information got out. So I wanted to make sure that I was covered and I was protecting my students and their rights as well. So that was a particular instance where ethical values it became a challenge. It's like, do we violate someone's rights just because we want to make someone else comfortable and help them get their job done, right? So kind of weighing out the pros and cons of it. So I handled it very professionally. I, just kind of stuck to my guns, and I know that can be a challenge, especially when you are an intern and you feel like maybe your voice doesn't have as much weight, but I'm telling you it does, and it's very powerful, because I think that sometimes people expect interns not to always share and stand up and advocate for what's right, but I think you guys are doing a great job so far with that. So how did the approach affect the outcome? So for me, I was successful in that I was really consistent with not kind of budging. And so describe the discussion and supervision. Of course, I did bring it to my supervisor, and she was very supportive. So just to give you an idea to get the wheels rolling for that one. And then your second assignment that's due, if you haven't done one already, it's your very first process recording that is due. Let me just pull that up for you. So there is a video in the very beginning that you guys can look through. I don't want to go through it too much. That kind of walks you through the process recording, but I did want to hit on 2 important factors. So the first one is you want to make sure that you use both templates, the one process recording template where you're going to fill it out. Let me show you guys so you can follow along with me. So this is where you write your intro section. Your paragraph is single space, no indentations needed. So you're going to write, what was said. So client stated that, they are in need of housing, students' feelings and guts, reaction. Oh my gosh, how do we find housing quick? Anxiety levels are raising, techniques or analysis, just problem solving techniques, just kind of, practicing effective listening and those types of things, and supervisor comments. So this is really a time for you to kind of reflect on, maybe a one-on-one you had with the client, an intake process, whether it was a crisis call and that type of dialogue. So that's where you're going to write that. And then your overall analysis at the bottom, you want to make sure, and I'm just going to go back just so I'm You guys can follow me. Your overall analysis, that's the part 3 right here, where you want to make sure that you write a 1.5 pages double spaced of your analysis and feedback on the process, referring to the specific line numbers within your process recording. So for example, in line 3, you see that, my anxiety was increasing and ultimately causing me to kind of lose my train of thought and those types of things, right? So you want to refer to that, and then you want to write down and respond to how successful were you in achieving your goals. What errors did you make, and what areas did you perform well? What theory or ideas were driving your process? So sometimes, a lot of the times, I think you guys do evidence-based practices and works, and sometimes you don't even realize it. So like, showing empathy and effective listening and CBT, kind of this working with someone to maneuver through their cognitive distortions of things that may not necessarily be true. They have no evidence, but they're just perceived notions based on their thought process, right? And so what might you do differently if you had the opportunity? So maybe you see a moment now to incorporate some more theories and practice and trying to put that back into the work that you're doing. Or would you have maybe done nothing differently, and maybe all of it was just perfect in a teachable moment? But I'm looking for at least something that you feel like you can grow from, at least for the next encounter, right? So try to really, really look for something as best as you can. So you want to have that to me by Sunday by 11:59. If you guys have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out in regards to the process recording. The other piece that's really important is your process review form that your field instructor is supposed to complete. So this is where they kind of check and they sign off on it. So you want to make sure that you attach this, because this is essential. This allows me to know that you guys are active in supervision and your field instructor has reviewed your work and is giving open feedback, something that's going anyway, but this is just a documented piece of it. So you want to make sure that you can get their hand signature and kind of scan and upload it. If not, if they're unable to do that, they can also email me this form, and you can also attach it on their behalf as long as they're confirming that they have read and signed off on it, okay? So that is your 2 assignments for this week. The other thing that if you guys could do for me would be amazing, when the time permits, there is a mid-year evaluation that you guys can complete on my behalf. It just takes a couple seconds, just a couple of questions, and then what you can do is you can actually just be really open and share any questions or concerns or things you have. So it's just going to enhance my teaching abilities and my ability to service you guys in the field. So it's okay to be open. It's totally anonymous, so it won't trace back to you. So if you're worried about that, that's okay. The other thing is just making sure that you have your timesheets uploaded to Sonia by March 5th at 11:59. We're coming up towards the end of the month, and I want to be mindful that I know a lot of you guys are serving some hours over the weekend, so giving you enough time to see your field instructor and have him sign off and then upload it to Sonia. So if you have any difficulties around that, please give me a call or email me. I'm always available. And then the last thing is just to practice self-care. I want you guys to take care of yourselves. I know a lot of you guys have a lot to manage, but take those moments and those lunch breaks and that time to yourself when you can. So have a great week. I look forward to seeing some of you on Wednesday, hoping that you can attend the live field discussion. And if you plan to, please RSVP by tomorrow. And have a great week. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.